Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I am Amanda.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Kendra.
And every once in a while, we throw you a little curveball. And today is one of those days. We are going to talk about something called hygge. So, why winter needs hygge? So, imagine snow falling outside, a warm blanket wrapped around you, the soft flicker of candlelight, and a steaming cup of tea in hand. The world outside may be cold, but inside you're cocooned in warmth and peace. So, hygge is the Danish concept of coziness, contentment, and finding joy in life's simple pleasures. So, in this podcast, we will explore how to bring hygge in every part of your life, from your home and food to your clothing and social interactions, because winter doesn't have to feel like survival mode. Hygge can be your antidote to the long, dark months ahead.
I am all for a remedy to seasonal affective disorder that I start to feel about this time. Not to mention that it's unseasonably cold where Amanda and I are. So I'm resisting with everything in me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what this hygge is. Hygge is defined as the art of creating warmth, comfort, and connection in your life. That's not bad, huh? It's about fostering an environment where you can slow down. I'm all for that. Enjoy small, simple pleasures and be present. And we talk about this quite a bit, being present. It does take intentionality. It is somewhat of an art. The 10 principles of hygge are atmosphere, presence, pleasure, equality, gratitude, harmony, comfort, truce, togetherness, and finally shelter. And we will discuss some of these later in the podcast. The history of hygge has deep cultural roots in Denmark, but its origins and evolution span multiple influences and time periods. Here's a breakdown of the history of hygge and how it became a cornerstone of Danish culture.
The etymology and origins of hygge, which is spelled Hygge. It's not spelled the way it sounds. It comes from the Old Norse word, I guess it's hygge, Hygga, which means to comfort or to console. It's also linked to the Old Norse word hugr, Hugr, meaning mind or soul, which is the root of the modern English word hug, which I just think is lovely. So when you think of hygge, think of a big warm hug. And hygge was the word of the year. I want to say 2019, it was the word of the year, but it's a Danish word. So the Danes adopted it around the 18th century. And initially it referred more to a general sense of comfort and well-being rather than the lifestyle concept it represents today. And its usage has evolved over the last couple of centuries. You know, Denmark is not warm and sunny. It has pretty harsh winters and long, dark nights. And these are what likely contributed to the cultural embrace of this concept of hygge. It became a way to cope with cold weather and limited sunlight by focusing on creating warmth, comfort, and joy in everyday life. I want to say too, this is how I discovered hygge. I was like, I'm known to hate February with all my soul. And last year I was like, I'm going to learn to not hate February. And I don't know, I probably did a web search or something, like how to not hate February, and hygge comes up. So
I think our trip to Costa Rica likely is well timed to do the women's conference for ASAP. It always helps me to escape for.
Yeah.
But when you can't escape, you need hygge.
You can hygge. It really is the shortest month for a reason, because survival. So during the Industrial Revolution, as urbanization took people away from the traditional rural lifestyles, hygge became a way to find solace in small, simple pleasures of life amidst growing stress and change. I'm not sure that happened here during the Industrial Revolution. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them for being proactive and making some lifestyle changes to hold on to the family-centered, kind of home-centered culture they had prior to the Industrial Revolution. So by the mid-20th century in Denmark, hygge had evolved into a defining aspect of their culture and identity. It reflected core societal values like equality, community, and contentment. They began to view hygge as not just a practice, but a way of life. And after World War II, their focus on welfare equality and social cohesion further reinforced hygge. It was seen as a cultural response to the challenges of modern life, providing comfort in times of uncertainty. And now in the 21st century, we're seeing a global fascination with hygge, particularly in the mid-2010s. but I'm just now developing my fascination with it because it is helping me survive winter. There have been books written about it, including The Little Book of Hygge by Mike Viking. That is MEIKWIKING. And also articles in international media have helped introduce the concept to a worldwide audience. Like, just look up Hygge as a lifestyle trend. It was 2016. Okay. 2016 Oxford English Dictionary's word of the year, Hygge. And it became synonymous with coziness, candles, chunky sweaters, and other elements of comfort, sparking a commercialized trend in home decor, fashion, and lifestyle. So there's actually quite a few shops online that are just Hygge focused. So the cultural context. There are core values when we're talking about Hygge. Core values of Hygge include community. Hygge emphasizes social connection, from intimate gatherings to shared meals, small groups of people enjoying each other's company without drama is what I gather from Hygge. Drama is not Hygge. Gratitude, focus on appreciating small joys like a warm drink or a heartfelt conversation, again without drama. Equality, Danish society values egalitarianism, and Hygge reflects this through relaxed, inclusive settings where everyone feels welcome. So why does Hygge thrive in Denmark? Denmark is rated as one of the happiest countries in the world, according to the World Happiness Report, and that is often attributed to societal structures that prioritize work-life balance, trust, and community, all things that are embedded in Hygge. It kind of harkens back to our Blue Zones discussion of the importance of community and humans' well-being. We just are not getting away from it. It's very extreme introverts and avoidance. That community is helpful. So Hygge in the globalized world. While it's uniquely Danish, its principles resonate universally. Many cultures have their own version of Hygge. So in Sweden, and I may not pronounce these correctly, forgive me. In Sweden, it's MYS, MYS, which means coziness. Norway, it's koselig, comfort and togetherness. In Germany, it's gemütlich. I think that gemütlich. Yeah, Gemütlichkeit. Gemütlichkeit. That's a mouthful. Warm and good cheer. And again, there's some online shops that just do Hygge. They even have Hygge kits that you can get, which arguably is against principles of Hygge, some people say, but you can get a kit that has candles, blankets, and books in it. The Hygge is not supposed to be materialistic. But hey, if you don't already have the cozy blankets, candles, and books, you need the Hygge kit.
It's reminding me of like getting your little hibernation nest ready or something.
Exactly
We're
right.
looking forward to your little winter hibernation. So maybe we can look forward to it instead of dreading it. So the key takeaway of this is to make Hygge as a way of life. While the history of Hygge is deeply tied to Danish culture, its universal appeal lies in its emphasis on finding joy and simplicity, comfort, and connection. That's something that we can all do. Whether it's shared meals, candlelight, or cozy spaces, Hygge reminds us to slow down and savor the moment. That is a timeless philosophy that transcends borders. Characteristics of Hygge include a calm, cozy atmosphere filled with warmth, both physically and emotionally, finding contentment in small rituals, a cup of coffee in the morning, baking with loved ones, or enjoying a quiet moment by the fire. Ritual is something that maybe we should do a podcast on that too, but that was kind of something I wasn't expecting in my integrative medicine fellowship, was the way that you can make, like, for instance, creating a ritual around chemo, to like just imagine all the goodness that's flowing in, instead of like it being a sterile, like frightening experience. You can create a warm ritual around pretty much anything that you want to if you used a little creativity. Humans need rituals in some sort of way. And so that is something that was like, oh, wow, I promise you, I've never considered creating rituals on purpose. But that's something clearly that Hygge prioritizes. The whole concept of Hygge prioritizes comfort, presence, and connection over external achievements or productivity. So what is Hygge versus what is not? Hygge is something like baking with friends, sipping tea by candlelight, having a meaningful conversation. Not Hygge would be eating leftovers in front of the TV while doom scrolling social media. Interesting.
I feel very connected to this hygge. I absolutely love a quiet moment by the fire, or it could be tea, but usually coffee. Baking, I love that. I feel an interconnection to this hygge. I think I've just not brought it out or had a name for it in the past. But these all sound very appealing to my new ritual. Yeah, I see myself heading right on over to that ritual making.
What about Gobel and Real Housewives? Is that hygge?
It doesn't sound as restorative as hygge.
Yeah, right. Sitting in,
No, a show that gets my nerves jacked up more probably isn't the idea. Although, I could create a ritual, I'm pretty sure, with enough intention. Scientific insight reveals that hygge practices can enhance well-being by promoting mindfulness, social connection, and gratitude, leading to reduced stress and increased happiness. And so hygge in your home, creating a cozy atmosphere. You could focus on lighting. Soft, warm lighting is a cornerstone of hygge. Use candles, lamps with soft shades, or string lights to create a calming environment. There's a 5-candle rule. The more, the better. Avoid harsh overhead lighting that create a cold, sterile atmosphere. Hospitals, do you hear me? Not hygge. Denmark uses more candles per capita than any other country. They're essential for hygge, but why? Mike Viking, or however we decided to pronounce this, calls candles instant hygge. Candles provide natural light. It makes us feel better. It feels a lot better than electric light. And in Danish, they are called lavende lys. Also, just take with that. I probably mispronounced it, but it means living light. You can't have a hygge league evening without them. You can focus on textures, so layered rugs, chunky knit blankets, and plush pillows make this space soft and inviting. You can also incorporate natural materials like wood, wool, and stone to add warmth and tactile comfort. Consider your decor. Keep decor minimal yet warm. Use greenery like eucalyptus, pine, or dried flowers to add freshness. Create a hygge krog, cozy nook is what that is translated as. Some Danish person is probably, their ears are bleeding right now, and I'm sorry about that. But a hygge krog would be a dedicated space with cushions, books, and a blanket where you can go to relax, unwind, and reflect. And then even consider hygge in clothing. So dressing in comfortable layers like chunky knit sweaters, soft scarves, and cozy socks are essential for a hygge wardrobe. There's hygge at home like pajamas, cardigans, or loungewear that feels luxurious yet comfortable. Seasonal accessories can be part of hygge: wool hats, mittens, and boots for winter walks. Practical yet stylish. And then also fashion can meet function. Hygge styles blend comfort with simplicity. Think neutral tones, natural fabrics, and timeless pieces that help you feel at ease.
Yeah, definitely channeling my inner hygge right here. I am identifying pajamas, cardigans, and loungewear that is luxurious yet comfortable.
We're on Zoom, so you guys have no idea how much hygge might be going on right now.
It's like 12 degrees outside here right now, and I have like an electric blanket on my lap. Feeling pretty hygge from that. All right, so hygge in your food. Yes, nourishing your body and your soul. So obviously warm beverages like hot cocoa, mulled wine, or cider. Mulled wine, they call glögg. I think I pronounced that right. Spiced tea or creamy lattes. Warm drinks are an essential part of hygge, bringing comfort and warmth, especially in the winter months. I mean, I'm sure hygge is great in the summer. However, like the survival necessity of it seems to be in the winter. So that's my focus.
What you eat is also a big part of Ayurveda, which is a 5,000-year-old tradition of medicine, and specifically thinking about warm, hearty meals in the winter versus cool, light meals in the summer is very much part of Ayurveda, which I didn't know until recently.
It makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Comfort foods like slow-cooked meals, stews, casseroles, risottos, basically coma foods. That's what it sounds like.
The winter pass faster if you're asleep.
Yes. It's a hibernation, name of the game. These meals don't just nourish the body, they create a sense of relaxation and joy in preparation and sharing and coma after things. Freshly baked bread or pastries, those Danes, they're known for their Danish pastries, cinnamon rolls, all these enhance the cozy feeling of hygge. Snacks and treats like homemade cookies. I mean, it basically sounds like Christmas. food, which
Yeah.
obviously is not health food, but homemade cookies, roasted nuts, dark chocolate. Okay, dark chocolate can be a health food. Cheese boards, sharing like a cheese board with friends or family that enhances connection and adds a touch of hygge to social gatherings. Or, as we mentioned earlier, having like a baking activity with people we love, or a slow candlelit dinner with people you care about. This is a ritual we have started in our house. Is Sunday nights we do candlelit dinner. And it's fun. It could be tacos that we're having, but we have it by candlelight, and we have a real wood burning fireplace. So we'll get a fire going, and we'll have little fairy lights on the table and fairy lights on the mantle and a lot of candles. It's very hygge. I have to say, I love it. So the act of sharing food with others is a deep expression of hygge.
Yes, I am more and more identifying with this inner hygge. I've meant to be. It's meant to be in me and I in it. Hygge in social life. So this is that cultivating connection we talk about that's so important. Hygge often values intimate gatherings instead of a large, stressful gathering with multiple personalities in the room. If hosting a small dinner by candlelight and a hearty meal is starting your engine, then go for it. Togetherness activities like starting a book club or cooking club or going for a winter walk with friends and family. I don't recommend that in the 1 degrees that it was this morning, but it's just an intentional time spent together. Whatever it is, you're cultivating that connection. And it's really about the quality time. So the magic number for hygge is 3 to 4 people. Keep gathering small and stress-free. And it's about the deep connection, not really the socializing part, but connecting. Of course, that socializing is going to be a part of it, but really it's being together, sharing a meal, focused on the intentional connection. Hygge in nature, this is like embracing the outdoors, winter walks, bundling up in layers, taking a stroll, really taking in nature's beauty, embracing the outdoors, even in winter. And maybe you have an outdoor fireplace that you want to strike up, or a fire pit, or even a winter picnic. I don't know. Maybe if you have a all seasons room, I think they call that, where you are off the back of your house and can stare out into the winter wonderland from the warm coziness of an indoor, 4 seasons room, or whatever they call those, back patio, covered back porch, or whatever they call that. But
Sunroom.
sunroom, right. So also watching sunsets, stargazing under blankets, basically finding beauty in the quiet outdoor moments, really appreciating the nature that surrounds you. You can bring it indoors by adapting your seasonal decor to reflect pine cones, branches, fresh greenery, adding any of nature's simple beauty to your indoor hygge setup.
Sounds amazing. So why does it matter? There are actually documented mental health benefits of hygge. Not surprising. Actually, this all sounds amazing, right? Studies show that creating cozy, nurturing environments can help reduce stress, promote mindfulness, and increase happiness. And I found this interesting. Lighting a candle actually has been shown to reduce cortisol levels. And working on a hobby at home, like maybe you're putting a puzzle together with people you love, that can help provide a natural boost of dopamine. Hygge has been linked to improved emotional well-being and resilience, and social connection, gratitude, and simplicity. All of these things are, again, harkening back to those blue zone lifestyles that we talked about. All central to hygge are proven to improve mental health outcomes and reduce anxiety.
So how might we incorporate more hygge into our lives this winter? Because it is a cold one, my friends. According to the author of The Little Book of Hygge, we can do it by honoring the Hygge Manifesto, which is atmosphere, turn down the lights, presence, be here now, turn off the phones, get rid of your distractions, pleasure, be it coffee, hot cocoa, cookies, chocolate, cakes, candy, or a cup of warm tea, equality, we over me, share the workload and make space for other voices to be heard. Gratitude. Take in gratitude. Appreciate what is going well, or at least appreciate what's not wrong. Harmony. This is not a competition. This is making it together through the winter, right? We already like you. You don't need to brag. In fact, a lot of Norse cultures are very much not braggy. Like, that is not a thing that they do. So Danes would qualify for that too. Comfort. Get comfy, take a break, relax. Truce, no drama. Let's try to avoid politics. Save it for another day. Save it for your Facebook page. Togetherness, build relationships and narratives. Do you remember the time that those memories are something that can never be taken away from you? That's something to really relish. And then shelter, build a space that's warm, peaceful, and inviting for you and your tribe. Think about how much more recharging spending moments in hygge than the usual things that we do to numb out. This would actually recharge you for your next shift or your next call night, as opposed to being in survival mode and doing most of the things that we do aren't really recharging in the way that hygge might be.
Yeah, I think little things, just even introducing, a few candles, or, if you have that wood burning fireplace, fire it up, like get some wood and fire it up. It's worth it. It is a little bit of work, but it's so worth it. So we have a challenge for you as we wrap up this podcast. I hope we've inspired you to tap into your inner hygge. And so we have a challenge. This week, or whenever this weekend, I guess, because this will go live on a Thursday, light a few candles, bake something with your loved ones, maybe take a walk outdoors, just bundle up. Okay. We don't want any frostbite over this, because we really feel that if you could do one or two of these little things, you will tap into that, not only the inner connection with those that you love, but also that inner comfort and peace, togetherness. Just be reminded that we have so much to be grateful for, and that can really turn on those feelings of, dopamine, and also just give you that calmness that only the winter can bring. So winter does not have to be just endured or survived. It actually can be embraced. And we hope that we've inspired you by talking about hygge today. We'll leave you with this hygge quote: acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. And that's our friend Eckhart Tolle that always has something good to say. If you would like some music to enhance your hygge, we have compiled a hygge playlist for anyone who leaves our podcast a review. Leave a review wherever you listen, screenshot it, and send it to podcast@thewholephysician.com with the subject line hygge, and we will send you our playlist. So until next time, you are whole, you are a gift to medicine, and the work you do matters.